I'm sorry, there are too many babies in the world. It's too many babies without parents out here, okay? All right. And we are back. I know it's been a long time since we did one of these, and I'm sorry. I'm sorry, man. Health is wealth. I had to get right. But welcome to Sue Me Later. I'm your host, the villain with the most, Sean Bills. I have a wonderful panel here with me. And of course, ladies first. So we're gonna start with the lady to my right. Save. Introduce yourself.
Oh, hey, what's up, everybody? My name is Save. I am just your regular schmegular. Let's talk about life and get to the principles of things type person. And I am happy you are back, and I'm happy to be here.
Thank you, thank you. And Sierra, introduce yourself.
So my name is Tiara, or a lot of people call me T, or T Chanel, whatever. I'm just I'm happy to be here too. I'm glad to get into some things. Like,
Yes.
let's do it.
And last but certainly not least, my boy Mace. What's going on with you, Mace?
How you doing? I'm glad to be here. I'm glad you're back. And my name's Mace. Let's get it started.
All right, so as we all know as Americans, there's been a lot of things going on, especially this past week. Like it seems like this week has been 20 years of political craziness in one week. And
Mhm.
I got a clip here that I wanted us to take a look at, and I want to get your thoughts on it. It has to do with the current natural disasters that's going on on the southeast and Tennessee, North Carolina, Georgia, and yeah. So let's take a look at it.
Homeland Security Secretary says FEMA can meet immediate needs but does not have enough funding to make it through hurricane season.
Something we continue to follow here on 10 Tampa Bay. There's a bipartisan group of senators from affected states who wrote the leadership this week saying it's clear Congress must act, saying it may even require lawmakers to come back in October ahead of the election. Here's what Alejandro Mayorkas said about the funding less than 24 hours ago.
We are meeting the immediate needs with the money that we have. We are expecting another hurricane hitting. We do not have, FEMA does not have the funds to make it through the season.
If FEMA disaster relief funding does run out, FEMA will prioritize only life-saving and life-sustaining activities. Current recovery efforts will go uninterrupted. However, new obligations not necessary for life-saving will be paused.
All right. So yeah, that one there was a little serious. As you can see, FEMA, they are broke. Like, every other middle class American and low class American, they are broke. And my question to you, wonderful people, is that acceptable? Like, why is FEMA of all things broke? And given the news of this past year where we've been allocating a lot of resources to, whether that be the migrants that come into here or Ukraine, Israel, and other things, should FEMA be broke? Like that's my question to y'all. Whoever wants to answer that first, you have the floor.
I'll kick it off. Absolutely not. And as far as politics, it further fuels my view that the Biden Harris administration is an America last organization. There is no reason that the emergency resources for catastrophic disasters in this country should be broke. Like, I'm originally from Florida. So, I know all about hurricane season and things like that. Grew up with it. I've been checking on my family back home. And to think that they think that $750 is enough for Americans, when we've seen receipts of illegal immigrants with EBT cards with $10,000 on them. When in California, they can give, illegal immigrants $150,000 interest-free loans for homes, like sending billions of dollars to Ukraine, Israel, and Taiwan. Like, but now our people, our citizens are in disastrous situations beyond their control because it's the act of nature, right? So we think, right? We just gonna say yeah. And there's no money. What do you mean there's no money? Okay, so where did the money go? Right? And if it went to funding illegal immigrant resources, then that's what I would call a misappropriation of funds, and somebody need to be going to court and going to jail.
They gave us $1,200 during COVID. Remember?
Mm-hmm.
And then, yeah, that's crazy.
And if you file joint and you had a family, you got $2,400, right? But as much as people pay taxes, and mind you, a lot of this money is going to people who do not put money into the tax system, maybe into the economy, because once they get this money, they buy stuff. But as far as taxes and things like that, they do not contribute to that. But that's our money going out. And these things are supposed to be funded by taxes, right? Or there's supposed to be money set aside for these things. So if there haven't been any emergencies, 2024, nothing I can think of right now has triggered FEMA because it's usually on the news, right? So this would be one of the few times we've actually heard about a disaster that requires FEMA assistance coming into play, and there's no money. Like, what do you mean there's no money?
Yeah, but so they had money during Katrina, but they still didn't help.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Like, they don't care about the American people. That's like the bottom line. I don't think it's a Biden-Harris thing. I think it's like a political thing. Both sides are working together against the American people.
I think it's a political thing because usually in casualties like these, major casualties like these, the politicians usually have boots on the ground. Like, you see them going to help. You see them going to assist or at least look at damage. And in this highly volatile political climate, they need to be everywhere. Like, Biden need to be out there. Harris need to be out there. Trump need to be out there. Vance need to be out there. Vivek, everybody needs to be out there.
I think they have. I think I know I seen that Trump was out there, and I think either Kamala or Biden went out there, or it might have been both. But I know one of them was out there, and I know Trump was out there. But yeah, that's 750 though, man.
But to look them people who've lost everything, and maybe some of those people who've lost family members and stuff like that, to look them in their face and tell them, we're taking care of your emergent needs. We're gonna give you $750. And we don't have any more money than that, and we don't have enough money to sustain hurricane season, even though hurricane season comes every year.
Exactly.
Like how do you not have that? How do you wait till there's an actual emergency to tell people we can't help you? And then once the money run out, it's only life-threatening funding. What is that even defined as? What does that mean?
There's funding though to send money to other countries. We're talking about billions of dollars to help other countries, and they cannot help our own people. It makes no sense.
Mm-mm. And it's for emergency situations. It's like, if you take your own personal finances, you have your savings, you have an emergency fund, you have money somewhere that you don't touch for emergencies, right?
Mm-hmm.
So it should be the same thing. Like, FEMA is strictly for mass emergencies, mass casualties, mass disasters throughout the United States, where they have to come in and assist in a large way. If that hasn't really been happening throughout this year, then where did the money go? Somebody need to explain something, because you can't $750.
Yeah, that's crazy. I was making a joke about $1,200 because that's crazy too.
Yeah.
Like, they expected us to get by on $1,200. Like, that's insane.
Mm-hmm. Like, they really just gonna get me, because they really playing in our face right now. Like, they really playing in our face right now. Like, they really are insulting our intelligence. They really are on some, like, take what we give you type stuff. Like, when they're milking the country, Like
Right. It's gonna be you will own nothing and you'll be happy. Like that's where they're
that's it.
going. Like
Yeah,
1984.
Right.
it's
It's
and
like
and
it's
I
really
like
scary.
I like how you brought up, the Katrina situation, Mace,
Hmm.
because that was crazy. Like so many people had to like completely redo their
Relocate.
lives. Yeah, like relocate and redo their lives like in other states just
Hmm.
because of the lack of help. Like it was ridiculous. That yeah, it's crazy how these politicians they want us to invest in them with our votes, but they don't want to invest in us. They don't want to invest in us. So it's crazy to me. And speaking of investing, I actually have another video for us to look at. This here's the relationship topic. I was scrolling Facebook and I saw this video. Don't mind any notifications I get. I'm sorry. Y'all know how I am on Facebook, so but yeah, this was a very interesting video. It's a little long. I think it's like 90 seconds. So, but yeah, I kind of wanted to get y'all thoughts on this. This is a very opinionated woman, so yeah.
Ladies, if you started talking to a man and you know for a fact or you believe he's dealing with other women, that's good because he's already conquered those women. He ain't conquered you. He ain't slept with you. So real power is not hooking him through sex. Real power is making a man invest in you. See, he ain't doing that to the women he's already conquered. That's not good to be hypersexual or let your ex keep spinning the block or your baby daddy keep sleeping with you because once you have given a man your body, you have given him everything. And the reason why you feel like your relationship is stuck and stagnant is because you keep sleeping with him. That's why he don't want to invest in you. Look what you're giving up consistently. Just start over with somebody else. It's 6 billion people in the world. You messed up with him, just start over with somebody else. Prioritize beauty and fitness so you can have options. Most powerful thing you could do as a woman is control your emotions. Don't get emotional if you believe and expect he's dealing with other women. Just make sure you're not sleeping with him and he's investing in you because men follow their investments. That's how a man falls in love with you, when he's investing in you. When you know a man don't like you like that, he don't see a future with you, it's because he's not willing to invest in you. So
Oh, my bad. Yeah, so like I said, she very opinionated woman. I'm gonna save my thoughts for last because y'all know I'm gonna have probably a completely
A
different
field
take
day.
from the rest of y'all. So
I know grown men they can't control their emotions. It's crazy. But she is
yeah,
right. Like if you're gonna spend money, just because you see a future with her, that would be an
yeah.
investment. I guess she did make a good point.
What do you think about it, Sierra? Because you the one here with the ring. So
I agree. I agree with that. Um, as far as I feel like, yeah, I mean, a man like invests in you, and not by me personally. That I've had that, and I know that personally. So, and I felt like, you know, it. That's how I felt like it was really real, was really there, like really loved me, really cared for me, um, because of just that. He's showing me by investing, and and seeing me invest in myself as well, because a lot of times that I think that motivates a man as well to to be that for you, if he sees you doing that for yourself as well.
yeah, and I know how your husband talks about you because he brag about you to me. So
That's dope.
Yes, always bragging.
yeah. Um, Save. What are your thoughts on it?
Okay, so she almost lost me at first, but then she brought it back
Yeah,
on around.
that's what
Yeah,
yeah. At first I
yeah.
was
See,
like,
I was
where's she
like,
going?
hmm you know, um, I agree overall, but it's kind of tricky, right? Because even that doesn't mean that they're interested in you. Like, a man with means will use his means to get what he wants. So,
Now that's an excellent point because like if I'm really into a girl, I don't mind spending money, but I'm also not rich.
hmm
So yeah, I don't have the option. But like people that have the money, they can do whatever they want, and yeah, that's a good point. They'll spend money and not be interested.
hmm and so for me, it's just a matter of, I guess what she lost me at first, and I'm gonna just be honest. A lot of these women, their opinions, their personal opinions, are being blown up and highlighted and going viral on social media and being taken as a general consensus. And so that's kind of what I thought this was at first, some silly opinion, and that's why I rolled my eyes in the beginning. But she does have a point, but it all comes with risk, right? And I think the part that kind of stood out with me when she was like, make him invest in you. You can't make anybody
Oh
do
no,
anything.
yeah. Yeah.
Like they have to
Yeah.
do
I
like
don't agree with that either.
exactly like make him invest in you. Like, first of all, if you are here dating, right? Even though I know that dating means or talking and all that means different things for different people, like everybody has a right to date anybody, everybody, until you have a discussion about being exclusive or about where that particular relationship is going. So if it was me, I wouldn't be worried about that. Like, oh, if he's dating other people, he's conquered them and stuff like that. It's like you have to decide whether you want to deal with that or not. Like, I'm not about to be like, okay, well, yeah, you slept with all of them, but not me, and continue to entertain this dude if that's not what I want to do because I know that he's sleeping around with a bunch of other people. Like, I don't want you invested in me because clearly your time is already occupied. Like, so, and just because they invest in you, like I said before, if they have the means to invest in you and play around like that, even them investing in you could be a ploy to get you in bed, and then they ghost you or they go about their business, and then now you're just another notch on the belt. I do agree with what she said as far as like, if you did mess up with somebody and you did sleep with them, move on to the next. Don't beat yourself up. Don't hold your feet to the fire. Think about what you did and just do better next time. But there's no set of rules to this thing. So it's like, so trying to make, and that's the key word, make somebody invest in you. I would venture to say a lot of times when you try to make somebody do something, they're more eager to play you. Like, oh, you think you're gonna get this, or you think I'm gonna do that? Okay, let's play the bet. Like that's to me,
Hey,
that just seemed like that's it's like, oh, okay. So you think you about to get this and that and the third. You think you all okay. Let me show you that you're not this, that, and the third. So that's my take on it. Like, I agree with her overall, but as individuals, I'm not even gonna say just as women, because men too, that you have to kind of play it by ear and go with what you feel. And sometimes you got to step out there a little bit and take a risk to see what's really going on. And if it's not what you want, bounce. Don't play with it. Don't stick around. Don't try to change nothing. But don't try to make people do anything with you either, because the same people you trying to make do something to be the same people that break you.
ooh, yeah. Um, y'all can hear me, right? I wanted to make
Yes.
sure my mic. Okay, cool.
Mhm.
I found this video hilarious. Whenever I see women online like telling other women how men think and like what you can manipulate a man into doing,
Same
I
thing
find it
every time.
hilarious because it's like, here's my thing. I don't I think there's disconnect between the different genders. Most men don't have access to multiple women. It's hard. Like, I don't know where a lot of women think that the average guy has like 3, 4 women that he look. As a dude who's had to manage 4 at one time at one point, and I'm not bragging. I don't ever want to do that again. I don't have the mental capacity for it. I'm
Okay.
good. That shit is a lot of work. Number
Mhm.
one, and I'm gonna tell you, A guy that has access to multiple women, if you come along and you're like, I'm not sleeping with you, number one, I probably don't have the time to deal with this anyway, and I'm probably just gonna go about my business. Like at some point, I think, and she did have a point where if you're looking for a marriage, giving your body to a man, you do lose all leverage. But
Mhm.
in order to become a wife, you have to be more than just your body. We're simple, but we're complex. So a man will deal with a woman that may not be everything he's looking for, but her qualities outweigh that and she brings him peace. So he'll deal with her. It's like, for instance, y'all always see the quote unquote baddie get cheated on with a butterface. And everyone's like, how did he downgrade like that? Because she probably brought him peace. And I think using your body as a bargaining tool, that'll work on the simp. That'll definitely work on the simp. A guy who pedestalizes, getting boxed, that'll work on him. But usually, the type of man that most women want to go for is a man with ambition, a man with purpose, which means he ain't gonna have no time to put box as a top priority. So if you are using that as a bargaining tool, you're gonna lose. And as men, we invest in women we see a future with, but that doesn't have anything to do with your box. Like as long as you're not, out here bugging out, for the most part, most men are not gonna care. Like it's gonna be the intangible things that you bring to the table that'll make a man invest in you. And yes, a man with means, you could think he could buy you something and you could think it's, the best thing in the world, and to him it's like,
But he give every chick a bag.
yeah, like
You know, he
prime
take every
example,
Well, it's
Derek Jeter.
you know.
Derek
future.
Jeter. You need Derek Jeter. I don't know if y'all know about Derek Jeter's hit list, because my man's resume is impeccable. He's married now, so we're not gonna name names. But Derek Jeter would have been picked out. He'd have his driver pick the woman up. The woman had to wear a blindfold, so she didn't know the exact address. When she got there, she had to turn her phone in. He did what he did with her. When she leaving, he gave him what's called a goodie bag.
Mhm.
A goodie bag. It had a bunch of designer perfume, designer, lingerie, expensive gifts in it.
Mhm.
But they were generic goodie bags. It was the same goodie bag for everyone. And when they left, there was a taxi outside, and the taxi driver would take them anywhere they want to go, and it was on Derek Jeter's tab. So
Wait,
he's
so were they
spending his
blindfolded when
money.
they left too?
No, not when they left, because they would go straight to the taxi. So he was spending his money to get these women. But when you're making MLB money, you got
Yeah.
endorsements and all.
Mhm.
He may have spent $10,000 on the goodie bag. That's not even
That's
a
like a
game check for
5.
him. That's not even a practice check for him. So it's like, is he really investing in you? Like,
Absolutely not. So it's a
and
mindset
that's,
more than money, right?
yes, yes. And I think, yes, money plays a part in investing, but investing goes deeper than money. It goes into the time spent. Um, if a man sacrifices something for you, you should definitely hold that. Like, because
Mhm.
I'm gonna admit, sometimes we as men, we can be selfish. We can definitely be selfish, especially if we're like focused on a goal. So if he sacrifices something for you to spend time with you, or something like that, that's him investing as well. It doesn't always have to be monetary. Like, so yeah, I just think, like I said, one, it's like I get you trying to give women game, but you should give women game on like how to act, but not have it as the end goal to try and think you're gonna coerce a man into investing in you, because you're gonna do that, and what's gonna happen is if you're using your box as a bargaining tool, when y'all get married, you're gonna
Everybody got
still
one.
think that you're gonna still think that that's acceptable when y'all get married, and then that's why we have the statistics on sexless marriages that we do, and we know how most marriages end. They end in divorce. So I look, that's just my thing. Now, if you wanna, you know, not and I'm not for women just being super promiscuous. I actually don't think men should be super promiscuous either. It's too much going around out here, number one.
Mhm.
that and I'm sorry, there are too many babies in the world. It's too many babies without parents out here, okay? I'm sick of it.
Mhm.
Like, no. So I think if a woman wants to wait to have sex because women control access to sex, I think that men should have discernment on who they invest in. And I'm not saying, don't have like a date or whatever. That's fine, but don't expect me to invest in you like my time away from my kid, my money and all of that into you, and I'm not getting anything in return. Like that, no, no. This a two-way street. It's supposed to be a symbiotic relationship, not a parasitic relationship. So yeah, I just like I said, I just find it funny. That's like me coming online and telling men, hey, look, if you want her to do this, this is what you need to do. And it's like, nah, man, women are complex. We know y'all complex, you know. So I don't I like I said, I thought that shit was funny. Cause I'm like, oh, okay, so that's how it works. Cause yeah, don't try that shit with me. Look, I don't try that shit with me. Cause you
Um,
definitely yeah, that's not gonna work. You can, you know, say, well, you're not gonna get any. My baby mother tried that, and I told her I may not be fucking you tonight, but I'm gonna be fucking somebody, and her feelings were hurt. So, yeah, like don't. I don't play those games. I'm sorry. Like you're not that. We don't negotiate with terrorists. I am an American through and through. We do not negotiate with terrorists. Okay, you are a terrorist at that point. Like, oh man, but yeah, I wanted to talk about this as well. Beyonce is being snubbed from the CMAs. Her album that had country influence, because she said it's not a country album, did not get nominated for anything at the Country Music Awards at all. I'm not sure if y'all remember in 2016, Beyonce had a song with the Red Hot Chili Peppers and they brought her out at the CMAs and she left uncomfortable. And that situation is what spawned her or inspired her to make the album she made this year. So this is Luke Bryan, country singer Luke Bryan, and he's speaking on Beyonce being snubbed out of any nominations.
It so I like I said, I mean, I think the CMA they have their voting body
Yeah.
and they vote what they.
Let me go back.
I'm all for everybody coming in and making country albums and all that.
Yeah.
But just by declaring that, just because she made one
Doesn't mean that
I don't need just because I make one. I don't get any nominations.
Right.
I mean,
a lot of great music is sometimes overlooked.
a lot of
Yeah.
great music's overlooked. Sometimes you don't get nominated. Sometimes, it. So, like I said, I mean, I think the CMA they have their voting body
Yeah.
and they vote what they think
Yeah.
should make it. Everybody loved that Beyonce made a country album.
Yeah.
Nobody's mad about it.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
where things get a little tricky, and you know, if you're gonna make country albums, come into our world and be country with us a little bit. Like, don't, like Beyonce can do it exactly what she wants
Yeah,
to.
of course.
She's
Yes.
probably the biggest star in music.
Yeah.
But come to an award show and high five us
Yeah,
and
yeah,
have
yeah,
fun
yeah.
and get in the family too. I'm all for everybody coming in and making.
Wait, why was the Red Hot Chili Peppers at the CMAs?
This was 2016, and I don't know why.
That's crazy.
I'm not gonna hold you. I don't watch the CMAs, so. But to be honest, I don't watch award shows anymore. So I haven't watched award shows in a while. So yeah, I will be watching the Grammys this year because my boy is going to put on a masterclass, and it's going to make a lot of light-skinned Canadians upset. So
Who?
sorry.
Kendrick?
Yes,
He's at the
he is.
Grammys too?
Grammys
what?
and the
Yeah.
Super Bowl.
Oh my God.
So,
Poor
yeah.
Drake. Oh my
But,
goodness.
My question,
Damn, Aubrey.
listening to that and knowing the history, because like I said, Beyonce, she never gives details. Y'all know Beyonce, she's very private. You know, she has that mysterious cloud around her. She definitely left there uncomfortable. She's spoken about it. There have been other acts that and audience members that have not been the majority at that show who have expressed some less than flattering situations that have happened there. My question is Luke Bryan out of bounds, and should Beyonce have to pander to the CMAs to get nominations? That's my question.
Who want to go first?
I think I'm gonna sit this one out.
T, you go first.
I really don't know. I'm not a big Beyonce fan. And I think like the country influence album is, to me, it was just like another thing for her to, to just like she's been doing a whole lot of other things like the hair care line, the liquor, she just wants to do everything. And I think that, like Luke said, that if you're gonna come and be country for a little bit, like, I mean, at least, like, you know don't make it seem like you doing this one thing just so that you can get your foot in the door and you expect to get awards for it. Like, that's just, they know how Beyonce is probably too. Like, I think a lot of people know that Beyonce is just like one of those people. It's just I just want to do it because I can. Like, anything she does is gonna get clout. So it's like, I mean, why not just do a country music album? I mean,
So, do you think her growing up in Texas doesn't have anything to do with her being inspired to do a country album?
I don't think it has anything to do with that. I mean, come on now. I grew up in Texas. I listen to country music sometimes, but
Beyonce grew up on Slim Thug.
right, it's like that's the type of stuff we grew up on. Like, come on now, you from Houston? Like, I'm from Beaumont, right up the road. Like, it's not that far. So we did not, like, country was never a thing for us, and not in Southeast, maybe Dallas, maybe Central Texas and the Panhandle and stuff like that. That's their thing, but for us down there, nah. Mm-mm. So that's why I don't believe that Beyonce really wholeheartedly like wanted to do a country album. Like, she just did it because she could.
Mhm.
I could see that. I mean, hey, she is Beyonce. Apparently, she does what she wants to do. She can
Yeah.
sell $100 Levi jeans.
Right, and yeah, the
Um,
Levi's thing too.
so you know what I'm saying? Like, she could show her granny panties in a laundromat in a commercial. You know
Yeah.
what I'm saying? So, and have the internet going crazy.
They're going
So,
crazy.
Yeah.
yeah, like, I mean, yeah. To me, I'm gonna say this. I'm gonna ask y'all a question. if Taylor Swift did a country album, do you think she goes 0 for 17 on being not even winning, just being nominated in any category at the CMAs? If Taylor
Well,
Swift
Absolutely.
Taylor
did,
Swift started out country,
Sure
Yeah, she
did.
did. Yep.
then she went pop. So you use a
Yeah.
different artist.
hmm
pick one.
Katy Perry.
Yeah, if Katy
Oh,
Perry
that's a
did
good
it,
one.
Absolutely.
No, she would get nominated for something.
She would definitely get nominated for something.
so
But didn't Beyonce say it wasn't a country album?
yes, she did. It was country
So
She
influence, but
said
it
that
wasn't a country
after
album.
that. She said that after like people was giving her so much like
But
slack
oh,
for
I
it.
I think that if there wasn't a history here, I think that Luke Bryan would have some merit in this. But to
What history we
say
Mhm.
talking about?
the 2016 incident
Oh, okay.
and her saying that because like there's actual like footage of like people booing and yelling at her when she came out with the Red Hot Chili
Yeah.
Peppers.
hmm
Yeah.
Like, and then in the background, behind the scenes, they're saying that she wasn't treated very pleasant. So she said that incident is what inspired this album. I think that to say like you need to come and basically invite her to the cookout when the last time she was at the cookout she was treated the way she was treated, I think can be a little facetious. Um,
Mhm.
she hasn't said anything.
Of course.
She never says anything. So we have to take that for what it is. Um, I don't know if she cares, but the Beehive made a big point about it. You know,
Always.
Luke Bryan, he's a white guy. He said something about a black woman. You know how that's gonna go. Yeah, I seen the Instagram account I pulled the video from the Shade Room. You know how that go. You know them comments are,
Crazy.
Yes.
you know what I'm saying. So me, I don't even want to go to the racial aspect of this because I don't think there is, especially with the Luke Bryan clip. I don't think there was a racial undertone with that.
Mm-mm.
No.
I just think there
in
there
2016 though, there probably was.
yeah, and that's that the history is where I was pointing to more like
Mhm.
that
See, she needs to start
situation
like
there.
calling out names.
Yeah, because we
Yeah.
also seen how when the Old Town Road Boy when Old
Lil
Town
Nas
Road
X.
was
Nas X.
blowing up, the country scene wasn't very happy about it, and it took for a legend and Billy Ray Cyrus to hop
Yep.
on the remix for them to
Mhm.
accept it. And
Yeah.
knowing some of those songs that Beyonce got clearance to redo on that album, you know, legendary songs like Jolene, you
hmm
know, and getting the
Mhm.
blessings from who she got the blessings from, I kind of related it to that, but like I said, I don't know if she should win, because I don't listen to country. I'm not gonna hold you. I mean, I do,
Did
but
you
I
listen to
don't.
her album?
Yes,
Did you like
I
it?
did. Yeah, I did.
So
I'm
then she
not gonna
should be
say okay.
nominated.
Okay, hold on. The album has 27 songs. Okay.
God damn.
I'm not gonna hold you. I'm not gonna say I like those 27 songs, but there are some songs on there I definitely like. I like the most of the songs. Some of the songs I probably don't even remember. So yeah, it is that. But I'm not. I mean, my favorite song on the album isn't really a country song. It's Spaghetti, and if y'all know Spaghetti, if y'all have heard the song Spaghetti, she's rapping on the song. Like she's rapping. I want to know who wrote them bars for her because she rapping on the song. And I think Shabuzi is on Shabuzi's on the song. The guy, a
Yeah,
bar
he's
song. He
Black Country.
remixed.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's on the song, and his part like it's a beat change, and it is kind of country influence when he comes
He's
in.
blowing up in
But
country right now.
hmm
yeah, but
Yeah.
the Spaghetti song, that's a trap song. Like when she comes on it, that is a trap song, okay? And she spit. I don't know what bitches made her mad, but somebody had her mad, and she was letting them know, like, you are not like. She said, I had my hand on the trigger and passed the burner the jigger or something like that. Like, yo, she was wilding on it. Okay, that's my favorite song on the album. Another one is a complete 180 from that 16 carriages.
Yeah.
Mhm.
That one there, I was like, yo, she's singing. But yeah, I just thought, it was catching waves. I don't think Luke Bryan. I think it more was like, you're tied in with the CMA, so you should know kind of what happened with that. And I'm not mad at him really saying like, yo, you gotta agree some poems if you want them nominations, because we do it over here to our own artists.
So, okay, so here's the thing, right? And I know we said we wasn't going to do the racial aspect, but when you be in tune with these things, that's where it goes, right? So, first of all, how many people are country or pop now that started off in hip hop and went straight to the top of the BET
Post
Awards,
Malone.
straight to the
Post
top?
Malone.
No, there's a
Miley
few.
Cyrus,
Miley, Young Gravy is doing it right now.
so many artists got their starting point on our platforms, and then it was like, and then went to the top, winning the top awards in our platforms in a very short period of time before they went over into their own platforms, right? So saying that is not completely out of context to think that we could do the same, right? But it is actually a constant reminder of where we stand, no matter who we are, right? Beyonce, I love her business savvy. I love how she carried herself and all of those things. But she's so at the top of her game. I believe that they live in this bubble where they think anything Beyonce steps into, it should be hers. And that's not always the case. And there are people who don't give a damn that she's Beyonce.
Right.
And they're going to remind her of who she is, right? When she step into these arenas now. I don't understand why we act so surprised when we step in certain platforms that we get treated a certain way. When Black people dress up as anime characters, they argue all day about, oh, they're not Black, they're not this, they're not that. You shouldn't do this. Like, there's so many spaces that we still step into where we get treated less than, and there's in the racism. Think about the Little Mermaid, a whole fictional character. You know what I'm saying? But as soon as what's her name? Holly, what's their last name? You know, the girl.
Bailey.
Halle Bailey.
Holly Bailey. As soon as she was a Little Mermaid, it was this huge uproar about the mermaid. It's a whole fictional character, everything. So we know that when we step in certain spaces, there's going to be some people who feel a certain way about it. And you still just have to do what you have to do. I really think that she went in there thinking that because she did a country album, and let's say it is because she's from Texas, because we all know where country really started anyway. So maybe she did feel so inclined to do something. Maybe she felt like, okay, I've reached the pinnacle and I want to do something else. And, there's some country singers. She did bring a lot of notoriety to the Black country singers, the young ones who already existed. And she was very good at highlighting those people in different areas. But I really feel like if I were her, I wouldn't have went back, because she had more power by not showing up than she did by trying to show up and trying to have a country album. And the dude, Luke Bryan, I think he's absolutely right. You win some, you lose some. Like, just because you made the music doesn't mean you get nominated. And I think a lot of that is they just winging that on who she is, not what she brought to the table. On our platforms, you know how many people make great music that don't get nominated? And then we have to understand too that, like, our individual opinions aren't the ones that matter. Like, I think at the Grammys or something, I can't remember who won over somebody, but nobody really knew who the dude was. And it's like, oh man, he won over this person. Who is that? Nobody knows him. It's like, that's not true that nobody knows him. You don't know him.
I mean, I'm not gonna hold you. I told y'all I don't watch award shows.
Right.
And it started because the masterpiece that is known as Good Kid, Mad City.
Macklemore? I knew it was going to be Macklemore.
And don't get me wrong. Thrifting, whatever the song is, the
Nah, he didn't deserve it.
tracks.
It did. It
That's
didn't.
my jam. That's my jam. But that album did not. Good Kid, Mad City is a work of art. Like
It
if
is.
y'all-
It
and I'm
is.
not just
It
saying
is
that because I'm a
to
Kendrick
you.
fan.
It is to a lot of
Yes.
people, but when, like he said, when it comes to these boards and stuff like that, who is on there?
Look,
You know what I'm saying?
I-
Like what are the
Yeah.
I'll put it
criteria?
to
And
you
so for
this
us,
way.
it's not going to be fair when
Right.
with our music ears.
Good Kid, Mad City was ranked the 7th best album of all time.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, this year. This album came out 12 years ago. That Macklemore album was not on that list. That's all I'm gonna say. Cause yeah, when that happened, I was like, oh, I know what this is. I know what this
Yeah, and
is.
it's okay.
Oh,
And it's like,
yeah.
and if
I'm
we
good.
know, and if we know what it is, then why do we get upset? Why do we still put ourselves in these positions? That's my question. If we know what it is, and we know our talents are best taken elsewhere, or we know what happens during these things, especially with the stats you just gave, why are we upset? When they don't
Yeah,
want you to win, you don't win. It's really that simple.
And
And
honestly, I don't think she was gonna show up anyway to the VMAs. I don't think I mean the CMAs. I don't think she was gonna go anyway. This is more because again, she doesn't say anything, but the Beehive, I want no smoke. I want no smoke.
but they always
You know what
going
I'm
to champion
saying?
for her in anything. Like it doesn't matter
Anything
what it
she
is.
do.
So you
Right.
can't. So you really can't use their opinions because they're never going to criticize her. They think she belongs everywhere
Yeah,
on everything with
everywhere.
everybody.
Right.
And
Sean, you know
that's where
what fan
a
is
lot
short
of
for,
this comes
right?
from. Of course, I know what fan is short for, man.
So
But
that's what
the
they really are. Like it's crazy.
but the Beehive, they're not fans. It's stands. Okay,
Yeah.
they. I knew it was serious when Beyonce was sitting courtside at an NBA game, and the team owner's wife asked her, "Did she want anything to drink?" And the camera did not catch it. And then she leaned over and asked Jay-Z if he wanted anything to drink. And the TV camera caught it. And in 30 minutes, they found that entire lady's whole life on Twitter. Who is this bitch disrespecting the queen? And I was like, y'all need to be institutionalized. Y'all need to be in a crazy house. Something is wrong with y'all. I'm not a look, man.
But that just further lets you know that like they when it comes to Beyonce, they don't see life as life. Like
No, Beyonce
it,
is
it,
life.
she is life.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
if she want to be in your platform, she needs to be at the top of your platform. And I don't want no smoke either, but it's the truth. Like she's human, and there are people not impressed at all by Beyonce, and I don't understand why they don't understand it. There's people who don't like her. There's people who are not impressed by what she's done. There's people who don't feel like she belongs in certain spaces. But that's for anybody. She's still human, and although she's accomplished some exceptional and magnificent things in her life, that still don't mean she get to walk where she want to walk and do what she want to do. There's still people who are going to like, you're cool as long as you stay over there. Now, the only thing I don't agree with in that video is the fact that he's like, she needs to come in here and hang out with us a little bit. Like, who the hell are y'all? Because they don't do that with us. Like, they get embraced, they get invited to the cookouts, they get put on the platforms and stuff. And I've learned globally that the more black American you act, the more clout you get. And that's from somebody who's like literally traveled the world and seen this. And then of course, if you watch it on social media, like the more black you act, the more cool and dope and hip you are. So these people come over to our platforms, and it's like we automatically embrace them, we automatically make them one of our own, we automatically hype up their mediocrity and everything, and they boost to the top. But Beyonce has to go hang out with them a little bit. First of all, country music has black roots anyway.
All music has black roots.
That's true.
Okay,
Yeah.
so why does she need to go rub elbows with anybody? It's like if she wanted to do that, then it needs to be just that. Like, I want to do a country album, I'm going to do a country album. It don't matter if it chart, it don't matter if it this, it don't matter if it's that. I'm just paying homage. I'm from Texas. If she want to do that, but they have this thing where they feel like whatever she does, it's magnificent, give me 14 of them. You know what I'm saying? Like it go right to the
Oh,
top, and that's not realistic at all.
I don't know if y'all have
Not at all.
noticed, but she really, like, once the album released, she really didn't promote it.
Mm-mm,
No.
mm-mm.
Like, think about, because this is supposed to be a part two to the House album she did. And there is allegedly supposed to be an act 3 we're getting, which is going to be rock influenced. But if you think about how big everything around Renaissance was, like,
Oh my gosh.
and then you look at how Cowboy Carter was, she promoted it with the Super Bowl commercial. She dropped the 2 songs after the Super Bowl. Album came out a month later. They promoted it maybe a few weeks, maybe a month or 2 after that. Then, like, I don't even remember the last time she put a video out for it. She's dropped the Tequila. She's done the Levi's thing. There's been the hair care products and all of that since, but there still hasn't been a, you know, a not a rollout, but a
A big
marketing,
push.
yeah, for the album. It was more like she dropped it, let it do what it do, and then she moved on. So I don't know, like, as far as like, maybe this just was a passion project for her. And like I said, we don't know what she think because she don't ever say
Cause she
anything.
don't.
So
Yeah, she don't talk about that.
she don't ever say anything. So we don't know what she think, you know. So, but yeah, I definitely think, I'm gonna tell y'all my personal opinion. I think this was a passion project. I think that she's going to announce another world tour probably end of the year, top of the year. She's gonna, because she didn't tour like immediately after the first one either. Like Renaissance, I think she toured like that next year, but they
I
pushed
can't
the
see her. I
album.
can't see her touring with Cowboy Carter.
I think she is. I
I
think
mean,
she's gonna
she
tour with
might,
it.
but I just don't think that one will resonate globally like Renaissance. That's just my opinion.
And
Like,
what I think is gonna happen is I think she's probably gonna drop a deluxe. I think she's gonna go to the back. Then that's when they're gonna really push everything, and she's gonna bring, probably one of the younger. I'm gonna tell you, man. Don't kill me. I know you watching. Don't kill me. But Tana Adele, okay. I don't know how people don't believe in God when there's women that look like that walking this earth. I'm sorry. Okay. Yeah, take her
Who?
on tour. Tana Adele. If you don't know, Google. That's all I'm gonna
I
tell
will.
you. Okay. Yeah.
you feel like I'm
Like
on
I
it.
said. Whew. Yeah. So I think that's probably what's gonna happen. I think she's gonna look to maybe lean more on the young black country artist she had on the album once she actually gets back to promoting it. Cause like T said, like, she just been doing everything this year. Like she's had her hands in everything from that, because her tour just ended, like, what was that, like late last year, like third, fourth quarter last year. So she just got off tour. It ain't even been a full 12 months, I don't think, since the last time she was on tour. And then from there, you hopped off tour, you announced an album at the Super Bowl, and I also think, look, I know I done mentioned them twice in this, but I also think Kendrick Lamar fucked up a lot of album rollouts and a
He
lot of
did.
marketing budgets. I
They
think he
definitely
destroyed
said that
a
he did.
lot of marketing
That
Yeah.
budgets.
that
Okay.
beat messed up because
Okay.
you know what, when albums drop on what, Fridays, Thursdays,
Yeah.
Fridays, and it
Yeah.
was like people had rollouts, and it's like, oh, so and so dropped when, and it was during that time. Like it
Yeah.
really
Because,
messed up their drops, their rollouts.
and then just the aftermath, like, shout out to my girl
Still,
Rhapsody. If y'all have not heard Rhapsody's latest album, please go listen to that. It is wonderful music. It's music with feeling. It's music with substance. She's rapping her ass off. She's
Always.
vulnerable. Rhapsody is amazing. Go check her album out. She put it out like maybe a week or two after all the atomic bombs went off. And yeah, you know. So yeah, but that's all I really had. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to Beyonce. I support all my great black legends. You know, yeah, just lower your ticket prices because if you do so, I'm gonna have to buy these tickets. Yeah, I know I'm gonna have to buy these
Somewhere
tickets.
somebody is homeless.
Exactly, and I'm not trying to take out my 401k to buy these tickets. Okay, lower the damn ticket prices, please, because I gotta make sure you know that mine is taken care of, and I take her to go see Beyonce because I ain't gonna ever hear the end of it if I don't. I mean, she ain't gonna fuss with me. She's just gonna be like, I really wish I could see Beyonce with those ticket prices. And you know what I'm saying? Like she knows knows, yeah, like she knows that you know I can go buy a car with that money. So you know she ain't tripping. But Beyonce, we love you. Just you know, talk to the promoter. Tell him stop being hungry. I'm not trying to buy the promoter a Maserati. So yeah, you know it's bad when people were flying to other countries to go
see
to
her.
go watch her perform. Like I'm not trying to have to fly out of JFK and go to London and go watch Beyonce. Like we need to do something better than this. Okay, it's bad enough. It's bad enough because of scheduling. I had to fly to Canada to go see a concert. I'm not trying to do that again. Even though shout out to Toronto. Yeah, New Ho King. Good restaurant.
Why
good
hate Drake so
restaurant.
much?
I don't hate Drake. I don't hate Drake. I actually, he's not a rapper I hate. There's a few I hate, but I don't hate Drake. I just thought it was funny. See, you gotta understand, like my bro, my best friend that passed away 3 years ago. We used to have these arguments and debates for like 10 years. And I would always tell him, Drake is nice, but he ain't that. He'd be like, ain't nobody trying to hear that lyrical miracle shit. Don't nobody care about that. I'm like, yo, I'm like, what you mean? Drake like the lyrical miracle shit. If you know who inspired Drake and where early Drake got his flows from, then you know he loved the lyrical miracle shit.
Yes.
So I'm like, yo, and look, my favorite Drake song is 5 a.m. in Toronto. I think after that whole era, that 2013 to 15 Drake, that was peak Drake. And I just think, you know, he ain't been doing nothing I like since then. But I don't hate Drake.
If you're reading this, it's too late. Is peak Drake?
It was until I found out that Quentin Miller wrote it.
Yeah.
And
I feel like
kinda
Family Matters was
fucked it
like, it would have took any other rapper down, but like Not Like Us was just like an atomic bomb.
Meet the Grams. Like,
yeah,
I'm not gonna hold y'all. I definitely would have been outside that dude house after Meet the Grams. Like, you're not gonna tell my son, let me be your mentor because your daddy don't teach you shit. Okay,
I think
hold
Euphoria
on,
is probably the
time
best
out.
track though.
Yeah, it is.
Time out.
But yeah, like hold on, buddy. Like you're not gonna talk to my son and tell him that he need a mentor because I don't teach him shit. No. Mm-mm. And then telling his mother your son's a sick man with sick thoughts. I think niggas like him should die. You told my mother I should die? Oh nah. You gotta go, my brother. You gotta go. Yeah, nah. That like I'm telling y'all, man. Look, Kendrick Lamar got the serial killer gene, man. Something wrong with him, and I know what it is. Kendrick Lamar is like 5'6". Just look. No offense to the short kings. No offense to the short kings, but any dude under 5'7", leave him alone. You don't want no smoke. They got something to prove. They are ready to crash out. Okay.
Man, don't listen to him. I'll beat the shit out of somebody 5'6".
Yeah, you probably would, but when I say crash out, they probably coming back with a Draco. Okay. They
probably
like they I don't know what
might
it is.
win the battle, but they coming with the war.
Yeah, they look, man. Anybody under 5'7", I want no smoke. I love you. You know what I'm saying?
I love
Peace and
you.
blessings. Cause yeah, man. But yeah, that's gonna wrap this episode up. If y'all wanna, shout yourselves out, give your socials, y'all can go ahead.
Oh,
T,
okay.
you can go first.
Who?
He said T.
T,
Oh,
my birthday twin.
my bad. Yeah, birthday twin. Yeah. So my Instagram is TTEE Chanel CHANEL 2 underscores, and on Facebook is Tierra McGill. And also my clothing brand, the Instagram is Sass Boutique. So it's SASSED Boutique. And yeah, that's it.
Yeah, and again, you rocking the right colors. Sorry, Adrian
Yeah.
Wilson, but we got to pack you up tonight. Light it up, New York Liberty. We all we got. We all we need. May save if you wanna, promote yourselves. Yeah, I can.
The S word on Instagram, TheEssSword, Shaya, SHAYA, Save Smith on Facebook. That's about it. I just get up there talking my stuff, catch me on both of those. And just a word to the people out there in this political season, since we talked about politics, order, please educate yourself. Earlier, please educate yourself. Don't believe everything you hear on the surface. Do some research for yourself, and just know that they're manipulating the research and everything too. So do your best to make your own informed decisions, because this is important.
The
That's it.
Money Mace 87 on Instagram. That's all. I had a
Alright?
great time though. Thank you for having me.
Thank you.
Always, man. Y'all can, all of you are always welcome to come back. I love all of y'all. So, yeah.
Of course.
That's gonna
Ditto.
do it for this episode of Sue Me Later. I'm your host, the villain with the most, Sean Bills, and we're out.